If you have a large empire, you need a lot of heirs, right? Mm-hmm. So I want at least 25 children. So what do you think?
Oh, you're trying to be Nick Cannon out here.
Yeah. So what do you think from a religious perspective about someone who is destined on having as many children as possible, but obviously to do that, he would need more than one woman? Do you still think that's a sin?
Ooh. Well, I think putting your needs above God's is a sin. So you need 25 kids.
It's interesting. Is it my needs? Is it selfishness?
Well, you just said, you were like, well, God, is it? You knew that it would be against God because God just wants you to have one woman.
Perfect. To be honest with you, I've never read the Bible cover to cover, so I don't know if it is.
Spoiler alert, one man, one woman.
Yeah. Sounds like a boring book.
But you know why he does that? It's
to preserve society.
No, it's just to demonstrate your relationship with him. Because once you stop, you love, okay, think about this, right? Yep. You love a woman.
Yep.
And you provide a family,
yep.
a covenant,
yep.
a kingdom. But then you get to the point where you're like, I need more. This is what Adam did with God. I need more.
Don't you feel like, let me ask the question from another way. Don't you think the good people and the intelligent people of Earth need to be having kids at least at the same rate as the idiots? I mean, we have a population. No,
it's a great question. It's a great question.
And we can also look at this. We can take it away from the religious argument and look at it another way. We have a serious population crisis in the West. If you want to, I don't know if you know about this, but there's a huge demographic collapse incoming. And the reason we have these massive numbers of immigration and the reason our cultures are collapsing is because we no longer reproduce at the basic rate of sustaining a population. Mm-hmm. So 2 people are supposed to have 3.7 kids on average for the population to increase. Mm. But how many people do you know with 4 children?
Very rare.
None. So 2 people have 1 kid, population goes down. 2 people have 2 kids, population still goes down because people die. People die in car crashes, these kind of things. So we have huge problems from a socioeconomic point of view because you now have people living longer because of medicine. They have longer pensions, longer retirements. They need to be paid for. You're supposed to have a huge tax base of young people working. We don't have anyone having enough children to sustain the tax base. So what the people in charge of the world are doing is saying, okay, well then we need to import third worlders to sustain this entire pyramid scheme we have, this Ponzi scheme of you working your ass off so you can retire later. We need to import third worlders who are going to work for pennies and they'll pay taxes so we can sustain it. But that's why all the cultures are collapsing. So you look at this, very interesting. A Christian country is now being invaded by Muslims and third worlders, and you're losing your Christian identity because you don't have enough children to sustain the population. Yeah. Because you're only allowed 1 woman.
Got it.
So this is an interesting point. Whereas a Muslim man can have 4 wives and 16 kids.
And just pump them out.
And they can survive and protect their identity and their culture and their religion. So it's actually very interesting. And before I let you answer, only one country solved this, Hungary. Hungary is a Christian nation, and Viktor Orban is one of the smartest world leaders on the planet. He abolished income tax for any family that has more than 4 children. And he's fixed the population crisis, and the population is increasing because people are getting married and having kids. Hungary's fixed it. No other nation has fixed it because you can't even afford to have 4 or 5 children because they're decimating you and destroying the currency, and they're just doing all this matrix propaganda on purpose anyway. So, besides Hungary, every other Western nation is now importing the Islamic world to sustain itself because Christian nations can't reproduce. So it's interesting what you said. I agree with what you said, but it's also the death throes of Christianity. Christianity is about to be decimated because of that. Because what do you have without people?
Do you know a young man who is wasting his potential? Smart, but plays too many video games. Uninterested in school. Hanging with the wrong crowd? Give the gift that keeps on giving. Give the gift of education. Give the gift of freedom. This holiday season, give them the best financial educational platform on earth. One decision, one gift can change a life.
Right now, I'm currently $2K to $2.5 to $3K a week. I mean, I'm only 19 years old.
I show my parents like, oh, this is how much I'm making. Like, I don't really need to go to college. They saw the paycheck and whatever he's doing is working.
I'm 13 years old and I've made approximately $10,000.
New lectures daily on the new cutting-edge technologies and business practices, all on a world-class custom application. The Real World is the most up-to-date financial, educational platform on earth, and you get to choose your weapon. Artificial intelligence, copywriting, e-commerce, client acquisition, and more, with unrivaled student success.
20 to 22,000 a month.
£500 a week to building in 60 days a 60 grand revenue business.
You can learn from literal millionaires how they made money and they teach you how to do it.
$4,000 in 4 days, unbelievable.
Endless ways to make money.
I've done just over like 160k revenue now, 6 months later.
By the time you're done with it, you could be on the ocean selling fish water.
We are the only platform teaching people where the future is going. We are the only place up to date. The Real World will show you the future of business. We will teach you how money is made today. We will teach you subjects and business models not taught anywhere else. For only $50, we will equip you for the future. The world is changing fast. It will only get harder. It is time to take life seriously. Join the fight against poverty. Join the fight against slavery. Join the Real World.